Have you ever wondered what really happened to Cain?
We've all heard the traditional story. The jealous brother, the first murder, the mark on the forehead, and a life spent wandering the land of Nod.
It sounds like a closed case, a simple story of human sin. But if you look closer at the ancient Hebrew, the Gnostic scrolls, and the texts that were stripped from the modern Bible, a much darker picture emerges.
Think about it. If Adam and Eve were the only humans on Earth, who was Cain so terrified would kill him in the wilderness? And where did he find the people to build the massive high-tech city of Enoch?
The answer points to a secret that threatens the very definition of humanity. It's a concept known as the seed war, a biological and spiritual conflict between the lineage of Adam and something else.
Some believe the mark wasn't a sign of protection, but a genetic branding, a spiritual corruption passed down from a father that wasn't Adam, a father that came from the heavens to defile the earth.
This is the origin of the Nephilim, the hidden history of the giants, and the reason a global flood was eventually triggered to wipe a specific DNA from the face of the planet.
But here is the omen you need to keep in mind. The flood was supposed to be the end, but the ancient texts say the giants appeared after that.
Today, we go beyond the veil. We explore the forbidden lineage, the serpent's seed, and the mark that changed history forever.
Welcome to Ages and Omens. The war for the bloodline begins now.
The territory known as the Land of Nod represents one of the greatest technical anomalies in the ancient record. The name itself stems from a root meaning to wander or to fluctuate, yet the primeval archives state this is precisely where the first fixed civilization in human history was established. This exile is credited with founding a city named Enoch, but the logistical implications are staggering. Construction on this scale requires a specialized workforce, structural engineers, and a functioning social hierarchy, assets that logically should not have existed if the human story was only in its first generation.
This forces an investigation into the other. Early historical fragments and Sumerian parallels suggest that the land of Nod was far from empty. It was home to a pre-existing population, a biological other that some researchers classify as the Pre-Adamics. In the Sumerian king list, the first city is called Eridu, and it mirrors the description of Enoch with haunting precision. This wasn't a primitive settlement, it was the birth of an industrial system.
The historian Flavius Josephus recorded that this specific lineage did not just build walls, they introduced the world to the concepts of weights, measures, and legal boundaries. They were the first to move humanity away from a symbiotic relationship with the earth and into a system of militarized property and artificial control.
By naming the city Enoch, which translates to the initiated, the record suggests this wasn't just a home for an exile, but a headquarters for secret knowledge. It appears this lineage integrated with the others already present in the wilderness, creating a hybrid society that specialized in metallurgy, weaponization, and the manipulation of the physical world. This was the first world order, a civilization built on a foundation of forbidden trade and biological experimentation that the later world would spend thousands of years trying to forget.
If the City of Enoch was the first system, we must ask, what was the nature of the man who designed it? Ancient Gnostic codices and Aramaic fragments from the Dead Sea region offer a perspective that was systematically purged from modern history. They suggest that the defilement in the primal garden wasn't a moral failure over a piece of fruit, it was a biological event, a genetic breach. In this archival view, Cain was not the biological son of Adam. Instead, he was the result of an intervention by a non-human intelligence, referred to in the Zohar as Samael, a high-ranking entity of the Watcher class. This would make Cain the first recorded hybrid in our world's history. It explains why the ancient texts describe him as being of that wicked one, using language that implies a shared nature rather than just a shared behavior. This is the foundation of the Seed War, a conflict between two distinct biological lineages, the Adamic line, representing the pure human blueprint, and the serpent's seed, a rival lineage carrying an integrated non-human DNA. From this perspective, the murder of Abel was not a simple act of sibling jealousy. It was a tactical, cold-blooded strike in a war for the future of the planet. By eliminating the holy seed, the hybrid lineage attempted to claim total dominion over the earth before the human story had even truly begun. The mark placed on this lineage was more than a sign of exile. It was a genetic branding that alerted all other inhabitants of the ancient world that this line was protected by a power beyond the physical realm. This corruption was so pervasive and its technical brilliance so dangerous that it eventually necessitated the total reset of the Earth's biosphere. But as we look at the remnants of these ancient ages, a terrifying omen remains. The record states that after the reset, the giants, the Nephilim, appeared once more. The breach was never fully closed. The war for the bloodline had only just begun.
The story of the serpent seed is more than an ancient curiosity from a forgotten age. It is the architectural blueprint of the world we inhabit today. If the flood was the first attempt at a great reset, the historical record suggests it failed to completely erase the influence of the others.
From the colossal monoliths of the antediluvian world to the cryptic power structures of the modern era, the fingerprints of the initiated remain visible. We see the echoes of the land of Nod in every system of total control and every technological leap that prioritizes dominance over the biological spirit.
We are left with a staggering possibility that the Seed War never actually ended. It simply moved into the shadows, shifting from overt giant kings to covert influences that still shape the ages of man.
If the breach is still open, then the mark hasn't disappeared, it has simply evolved. And the omens suggest that the final stage of this ancient conflict is closer than we realize.
The archives are deep, and the signs are everywhere for those who know where to look. We have only begun to pull back the veil on the hidden history of our world.
Stay vigilant. The past is not dead, it is waiting.
Thank you for joining us on this journey into the unknown. This is Ages and Omens.
We will see you in the next era.